Citizens Advice Scotland, CAS, is warning that vulnerable people could miss out on a lifeline payment starting next week amid the cost of living crisis. Between October 31 and November 19, the UK government will make around 8 million cost of living payments of £300 to people in receipt of means-tested benefits such as Universal Credit, Job Seekers Allowance, Employment Support Allowance, ESA, tax credits and pension credit. An estimated 834,276 are claiming these relevant benefits. However, CAS is concerned some people will miss out, with people seeking support from Citizens Advice Bureaus, CABs, having missed out on previous payments. People will only be eligible for the £300 cost of living payment if they were in receipt of a qualifying benefit between August 18 and September 17, 2023. Analysis from Citizens Advice Scotland suggests around 12,000 people start on Universal Credit in Scotland each month. Those who started in October or after the September 17 cut-off date will miss out on the £300 cost of living payment. However, it's worth noting that if new claimants are still on a means-tested benefit during the next qualifying period, they should be eligible for the final cost of living payment due before next spring, worth £299. CAS has seen pensioners, disabled people, and those in work miss out on previous cost of living payments. In one case, a disabled woman was refused her cost of living payment and told she was not eligible despite being in receipt of Employment Support Allowance, ESA. However, CAS has not specified whether the woman received the £150 disability cost of living payment or if her claim for ESA was contributions-based or income-related. In another case, CAS reports that a man in work had his Universal Credit entitlement wiped out due to his employer overpaying him, which disqualified him from the payment. CAS is encouraging people who are in receipt of Universal Credit, tax credits, Job Seekers Allowance, ESA, income support and pension credit between August 18 to September 17 to expect the payment, and report it missing to the Department for Work and Pensions, DWP, from November 20. CAS social justice spokesperson Erica Young said, "These payments represent an absolute lifeline for people struggling with the cost of living crisis, and they will be welcome support to those who receive them." However, across the Citizens Advice Network we have seen cases in the past where people have missed on these payments because of errors and oversights. Others will miss out because of the arbitrary dates that cut off people's entitlement. It doesn't seem fair that someone who has needed extra support from our social security system this month won't qualify for these payments as we head into the winter. For Universal Credit alone that could be as many as 12,000 people. Young added, "From next week people should be expecting to review their payment. If they haven't received it by the 19th of November we would encourage them to report the missing payment to the DWP." There is a wider issue here about the value of Social Security itself. These payments are welcome, but ultimately a sticking plaster when Universal Credit isn't enough for people to live on in the first place. People with money worries can check www.moneymap.scot to see if they could be entitled to increase their income or cut their costs. £300 cost of living payment in a nutshell. Below is everything you need to know about the £300 cost of living payment, including eligible benefits, qualifying periods, joint claims, nil awards and how pensioners could still qualify for the money. The money will be paid into the account where the benefit is usually paid and appear as either DWP call, or HMRC calls, along with the claimant's national insurance number. all payments will be made automatically. Nobody needs to apply or contact DWP or HMRC before the scheduled window opens. When is the £300 cost of living payment due? The second part of the £900 means-tested payment will be made between October 31st to November 19th, for people on DWP means-tested benefits and those in receipt of tax credits who also get a DWP qualifying benefit November 10th to November 19th, for people in receipt of working tax credit or child tax credit only. When is the qualifying period? To be eligible for the £300 cost of living payment from DWP, you need to have been entitled to a payment for a qualifying benefit between August 18 and September 17, or payment for an assessment period ending between these dates. To be eligible for the cost of living payment from HMRC, you need to have received a payment of tax credits for any day in the period between August 18 and September 17. Who needs to apply? Nobody needs to apply for any of the cost of living payments. These will be made automatically to eligible claimants in receipt of a qualifying benefit. Qualifying benefits for £300 cost of living payment. This will be paid to eligible households receiving the following benefits: Universal Credit, Income-Based Job Seekers Allowance, Income-Related Employment and Support Allowance, Income Support Pension Credit, Working Tax Credit, paid by HMRC if no other DWP means-tested benefit is also claimed, Child Tax Credit, paid by HMRC if no other DWP means-tested benefit is also claimed. Benefits that do not qualify for £300 payment. You will not get a payment if you are only getting New Style Employment and Support Allowance, ESA, Contributory ESA, New Style Job Seekers Allowance, JSA, single and joint claims. Much like the previous means-tested cost of living payments, the money will be paid per claim. This means joint claimants will receive one payment. For joint tax credits claimants, where one claimant receives working tax credit and the other claimant receives child tax credit, payments will be made into the same bank account as the child tax credit. Universal Credit nil awards. You will not be eligible for the £300 cost of living payment if your Universal Credit is reduced to £0 for the qualifying assessment period, often referred to as a nil award. Guidance on Gov. UK explains, you will not be eligible for the cost of living payment if your benefit is reduced to £0 for the qualifying period. Reasons your benefit may be reduced to £0 include, you got more than one payment of earnings in your Universal Credit assessment period, your partner's earnings went up, your partner's savings went up, you started getting another benefit, you got a sanction because you did not do something you agreed in your claimant commitment. You may still be eligible for a cost of living payment if your benefit is reduced to £0 and one of the following applies: money was taken off your benefit for other reasons, such as payments of rent to your landlord, or for money that you owe. You had a hardship payment because you got a sanction and could not pay for rent, heating, food or hygiene needs. New pension credit claims and £300 payment. The DWP is also encouraging low-income pensioners not already getting pension credit to check their eligibility, as they can still qualify for the £300 cost of living payment if they make an application for pension credit application before mid-December, which later turns out to be successful. This is because pension credit is a retrospective benefit that can be backdated by up to 3 months, which takes it to within the qualifying period. People can check their eligibility for pension credit using the online calculator on Gov. UK here or by calling the Pension Credit Helpline on 0800 99 1234. We also have a handy guide to the benefit here. Get the latest record money news. Join the conversation on our Money Saving Scotland Facebook group for energy and money saving tips, the latest benefits news, consumer help and advice on coping with the cost of living crisis. Sign up to our Record Money newsletter and get the top stories sent to your inbox daily from Monday to Friday, including a special cost of living edition on a Thursday. Sign up here. You can also follow us on X, formerly Twitter, at @RecordMoney_ for regular updates throughout the day. Other cost of living payments on the way. The £300 payment is the second of 3 lump sums totaling up to £900 for those eligible and on means-tested benefits in 2023-24. The third and final installment of £299 will be paid by next spring. There will also be payments of £300 for people of state pension age due from November that will be paid along with the annual winter fuel payment. More details here. Join the Daily Records WhatsApp community here and get the latest news sent straight to your messages.